warriors are roaming in the academy. After some time, Kang comes into the inn with Dialoka. The people are watching them. They are curious about them. Suddenly, a man asks Kang what brings them here. Kang replies that he has come here after hearing that he is an expert in Sunbeam. The man asks him which 20 sent him here. Kang replies that there are seniors he recently got to know today, but now he can't get into the details. He puts the money on the table and tells him he needs a way to go about this academy silently. The boy asks him to talk to him first about the woman with horns. Kang replies that she is a level 27 demon and her bodyguard. The man tells him that he is bluffing. Why would a high-level monster like her escort a level 1 like him around? Kang whispers to Dialoka that he told him the truth but doesn't believe him. Dialoka tells him that the man is level 13. Kang asks her about the consequences. She tells him that he has to take care of that. Suddenly, a man hits his hand on the table and tells Kang that it looks like he got a death wish. After that, he tells him to leave his bodyguard and leave. He will 20, and if it is satisfactory, he will forgive him. Suddenly, Dialoka kicks him. The man falls. His fellows are angry at Kang. Kang is curious as to why they are targeting him. Suddenly, they all gang up and come at once to kill Kang and Dialoka. Kang is shocked to see that Dialoka is beating them all individually. He thinks it's not white but an excellent black color this time. He was so engrossed in the fantastic sight. Suddenly, he realizes that he should stop her. After some time, a senior was roaming around the academy at night. Suddenly, Kang attacked her and said sorry to her. He takes her cape. Kang says night invasion and defense for a performance evaluation are weird. He finds this school strange, too. Dialoka is silent and sees the sunbee. After that, Kang tells her that it will be difficult for them if they keep facing guys like these, especially since immobilizing them without killing them is a hassle. Then Dialoka asks him why they have come to the school at this time. He replies that he has some business with that statue. After that, he comes near to the figure. Dialoka tells him that Pedonius is known as the warrior's comrade. He replies he knows this. After that, she tells him he tried to go for the warrior's lady and was expelled. Kang is shocked to hear this. Pedonius, who held resentment against him, swore allegiance to the Queen of the Night, became a vampire, and ultimately succeeded in kidnapping the lady. Kang smiles and tells her that she knows it in so much detail. Dialoka tells him that it is only normal for someone as capable as her to know such information. After that, Kang tells her that the Lord claims the statue contains a clue. He asks Dialoka if she has any idea about this. She replies she knows it. Kang tells her to answer her quickly. Dialoka tells him to look closely at the statues of Pedonius and the female swordsman he would kidnap. It is not like a path is built between them, but doesn't he think it is strange that there is no single obstacle? After that, she tells him that on top of that, Pedonius is looking at the swordsman, but the swordsman is looking somewhere else. She tells Kang it is as tough as trying to lead them somewhere. Kang tells her they should follow the directions where the female swordsman is looking. They move in that direction and see there is something. Kang tells her it's a map, and it seems they are telling them to go there. Dialoka tells him it looks like the area near the lake, but that's incredibly vast. So, searching through the entire area would be practically impossible. As she recalls, she tells him there was a legend about a freshwater eel who lived there and turned into a rock while endlessly waiting for Pedonius. Kang tells her that it's a much messed up story. According to the legend, she asks him if they should turn their bodies toward the direction where Pedonius was. Kang replies that he is going a bit too far. Suddenly, he sees the other statue. It is a mermaid statue. Dialoka tells him they should break it first. Kang stops her as they can't destroy the clue. Dialoka tells him, but this is not that legendary fish. Kang observes the statue and tells Dialoka that she is crying. But if she is just an abandoned mermaid, then why is she sad? After that, he also tells her that the statue's viewing direction led them here, so there is something. Suddenly, he gets shocked as he mistakenly wears the ring. The ring is so shiny. Dialoka tells him that is the classic magic used by mages for proposals. Kang is curious and asks her if there is something else. Suddenly, he gets the blessing of forgiveness. It means they desire to confess their sins by looking at their merciful face, and they get an urge to hide their sins by looking at their sad faces. Meanwhile, Godakin insists that he should immediately protest. But Kang is happy as he finally gets the blessing and not the curse. On the other side, Godakin is highly uncomfortable. After some time, some seniors come there. One of them says they are in the middle of a performance evaluation. A notice must have stated that no one except officials can enter. The lady asks Kang who he is. The knight standing beside her tells her that seeing as a high-ranking demon is escorting him, he doesn't seem ordinary. Kang is going to say something, but the senior stops him. Kang uses his blessing this time. The lady tells him to obey the school rules properly from now on. The other senior tells Kang he looks like a freshman. He is letting him go this time since he is busy preparing for the entrance ceremony. He replies that he will keep it in mind and thanks them. After that, Dialoka tells Kang not to use blessings against her. Kang asks her why it is. She replies that she will forgive him even if he doesn't use it. Kang tells her that he already uses it. She asks him why he has sinned against her. He replies that it is something. He thinks he can't tell her he saw a great black one. The next day, in the morning, warriors are gathered. The taker is still sad as he comes to this academy again. The assembly starts. The master welcomes the students and tells them that after introducing the teaching staff, there will be instructions from the school principal. Students are cheering. Kang tells Dialoka that the cheering for the teachers is no joke here. She replies, considering how strong the people who have gathered here are, perhaps they are pretty famous among humans. Suddenly, he asks her why she is here. She tells him that she is bored staying in the dormitory alone, so she comes here to look around, and this uniform suits her. On the other side, the master introduces the students that the professor who will be handling the newly established 30 subject is the guardian of the flame, who is also the great elder of the fairy kingdom, Miss Celeblis. She comes forward and tells the students that she hopes they get along well. Kang is looking curious. He sees her and thinks about the phoenix on her shoulder. Suddenly, he remembers her memory with Celeblis. He says that bad memories are coming up. Instantly, he noticed that his eyes were met the phoenix's eyes. Conversely, the taker is happy to see Celeblis, saying it was worth returning to the academy. Nag tells him that he seems to be dying until a while ago. He replies that this fairy is excellent. After that, the master means the students will finally have a principal to give them instructions. The school's principal comes there and welcomes the first-year students of Hogwarts. She tells them that this year will be significant for them. A 20 respected person has come to their academy to help, and the warriors can also take admission soon. The first-year students are shocked to hear this. She tells them if they don't want to be stuck in 2030, then please be quiet. Kang finds the principal a hot-tempered person. After that, the principal tells them they will begin with the class assignment to divide the upper and lower classes. She tells them that the rules are simple. They have to fight until half of them have collapsed. She allows them to start the fight. Instantly, the students start fighting with each other. They are hitting each other. Meanwhile, Kang is watching everything and tells Godakin it's so simple. Sometimes something barbaric like this is also lovely. After that, Kang says that since he also has the new blessing, he forgives him even after he sweeps out everyone. He turns into a monster. The first-year students see him and run away as they are frightened. He tells them that they all will be in the lower class. Meanwhile, Godakin is praying for the peace of the unspecified many. Conversely, the taker is tired and doesn't know what hard work he will have to do if he joins the upper class. He lies down and says he will remain hidden and go to the lower class. After some time, the teacher welcomes the upper class students. She tells them everyone in this year's upper class seems to have very different levels. She also tells them that if their results are not good, they will sent to the middle class. The teacher also tells them that there are some other things they have to remember. First, the subjects are divided into two paths, knight and mage. So, each of them picks the subject they think suits their talents. Second, it has been decided that the upper class's president will be Prince Razel. He tells his fellows that he hopes they all get along well here. Kang doesn't like him at all. He thinks that what this kid has done, so he is the class president. On the other side, at the temple, the saintess calls Choi Gangman the tournament winner. She congratulates him on winning the tournament. She tells him that the holy sword, being kept all the temple, will be given to him as a reward. She also tells him that the holy sword, the sign of a warrior, will significantly help his growth in the future. Choi holds the sword and is still in shock. The saintess tells him to shout the words that he wants to become strong by holding up the holy sword. Choi Gangman does the same. Suddenly, the portal appeared and Gangman disappeared. Everyone is shocked. Choi Gangman is shocked as he doesn't know where he is. Bruce welcomes him in Orkrola. He is shocked to see a human there. After that, the Green Guardian tells him this is the city of orcs. He means Choi Gangman that the warriors summoned according to the rules will begin the training immediately. Conversely, in the academy, the teacher tells Kang he is unprepared to join his class. Kang asks him what requirements he is missing. He shouts at him and tells him that swordsmanship is the basis for a 20 knight, so he can't follow his class if he doesn't have the blessing of the warrior. He throws him out of his style. Kang gets mad. After some time, he thinks he should calm down and think about the blessing of the warrior. It means that someone with this blessing has overcome countless life or death situations and can defeat all enemies that block his way through the power of love and justice. Kang thinks that is a blessing that pretty much everyone has. He uses his powers of fairy and outsider and says he is like an entry-level blessing everybody has. He starts punching at the door. The teacher yells at him that he is not taking him seriously. Kang tells him that this thing is called swordsmanship. He tells him it doesn't matter how he does it, he creates it. The teacher is shocked to see how he is so perfect without the blessing. Kang shows him his skills. The master is surprised. The other students appreciate Kang Han Soo as he can use swordsmanship without approval. Kang asks his fellows how he will learn the benefit of the warrior. They reply that they know it through drugs. After listening to this, Kang is annoyed that these guys don't even try to put in effort. He thinks that it is possible to get the blessing through drugs. Suddenly, Prince Razel comes near Kang and tells him he saw his performance at the entrance ceremony. He asks him if he needs the blessing of the warrior. Prince Razel tells him that if he becomes his subordinate, he will provide him with unlimited 20 drugs. Kang tells him to get lost. Prince Razel gets mad at him. Suddenly, he smiles and tells Kang that he will get lost this time, but he won't be backing away this easily next time. Meanwhile, Godakin tells Kang that this guy is the type to become a class president, and she looks forward to the later development. Kang tells her to avoid scary talks. After that, the teacher started his lesson and told the students that starting with theoretical studies right from the first day would be dull, and that's why he has specially prepared something they might be interested in. After that, he shows them the teeth of the recently subjugated dragon. He bought it with his 10 years worth of savings. The students are looking surprised to see this. Meanwhile, Kang is smiling and telling God that he didn't expect to see those teeth here again. He says this world is indeed a small place. After the class, students gather on the ground. One Kang class fellow tells them several hours were wasted in the professor bragging about himself. The other one says that it was the best class. They all agree to it. Prince Razel asks Kang what he thinks about it. Kang is annoyed with him and thinks why he is acting like he is close to him. He decided that he would send him to the lower class. Suddenly, the other students came there. Kang sees them and realizes they are the ones he sends to the lower class in the competition. They call Kang. Kang tells his class fellows to leave first. He is happy as he finds it perfect timing. After some time, Kang goes somewhere where all the lower class students are gathered. One of them beats the taker very severely. The boy holds him by his hair and tells Kang they are in the lower class only because of him. They all look angry and tell Kang they will also send him to the lower class. Kang calls them idiots and then comes near to Taker and tells them that they thought going to the lower class would make it easy for them. He tells them to rest here for a while. He believes that they have messed with the guy that he was entrusted with by the Rattlebrain Mister. He takes out the bone from the portal and says that as an apology, he will take responsibility and avenge him. One of the boys from the opponents laughs at Kang and says he can't beat them with this bone. Suddenly, Kang hits him with the bone. The boys fall away. Everyone is shocked to see this. Kang tells them they come at him simultaneously since he has other classes. The boy from the opponent thinks about what is happening here. He sees that with insane power and weight as a base, the prince of the kingdom of mercenaries oppresses his opponent with heavy swordsmanship. He is a strong opponent against whom even he, called the genius of the kingdom of knights, cannot guarantee victory in a direct confirmation. On the other side, the princess of the kingdom of Lake uses a flexible body like an eel. With her smooth swordsmanship, she can deflect any attack easily. But they both are beaten up in just one stroke by Kang Han Soo. He is shocked to see this. After that, Kang tells him he can hear the sound of him trying to devise a plan with his stone from here. The genius of the kingdom gets mad at Kang and runs towards him to kill him. Kang is also ready to teach him a lesson. Suddenly, Kang uses his blessings of massacre and destruction to frighten the boy. The boy gets scared of it. Everyone from the lower class gets worried about seeing the monsters. Meanwhile, Kang hits them all with the bone at once. Suddenly, Kang sees the curse get activated suddenly. Kang beats them all up. The boy faints by saying that Kang is a demon. After that, Kang comes near Taker and tells him that he just said the person who hurt these students was him. He is shocked to hear this. Kang tells him that no one will believe him if he says that he, a level 1, defeated all these royals. He tells him that with him being the master status-wise, what he has done is also partly his responsibility. Suddenly, the prince of the kingdom of mercenaries comes to his senses. Kang tells him that he is a strong person. Kang comes near to him and calls him his friend. He tells him he is returning to attend classes, so take the guys on the ground with him and return. The boy obeys him. Kang smiles and tells him that thank goodness the misunderstanding was successfully resolved. Meanwhile, Godakin asks him about his concerns. Kang replies that it was self-defense, and he is proud of himself. After that, Kang holds the bone and tells Godakin that he didn't specify what he would use it for, but he got a perfect bone. Then he wonders if the Green Guardian is not secretly spying on him, as he feels like there was blood on it right from the moment he received it. Godakin asks him his opinion about this. Kang laughs and tells her that he feels he would not have sent him something with which he used to beat up others. Kang thinks it can't be happened as, after all, he told him not to lay hands on the natives. The next day, at Orkrola, Choi Gangman is doing his training with the Green Guardian. He can't fight with the Green Guardian. The Green Guardian tells him that controlling his powers with his bare hands is difficult. He says he likes how that feels, but it's a shame. Well, it can't be helped. He tells Choi Gangman to get up quickly. Meanwhile, Choi thinks that this orc is vital, as the orc he met yesterday is like an infant compared to him but is training to get stronger. He believes if he is the legendary warrior, he will win. He gets up and is ready for the duel again. The Green Guardian tells him that he should because the ancient training grounds are no longer functional, and he is now giving him training personally. He hits Choi Gangman with both of his bare hands. He gets injured. The Green Guardian smiles and tells him it's a stress relief and he can learn quickly when beaten. Choi Gangman tries to stop him, but instantly, the Green Guardian hits his head on his face. The blood comes out of Choi Gangman's nose. The Green Guardian tells him he should not lose consciousness just from this much. After that, he throws him in the air by saying to show him his resolve. He smiles and Gaines punches him. On the other side, Cogmos is roaming in the mountains. He is thinking about Dialoka and is a little bit pissed off as she is with Nag. He comes to his state. His people are happy to see him. He says home is the best. Suddenly, he feels some creepy energy. Cogmos is a little bit curious about this. He considers the Saintess to be there with warriors. He is shocked that she is on this low hunting level grounds. The warriors are now hunting the goblins. Suddenly, the barriers appear and they get injured. The Saintess is offended to see this. On the other side, Jang Myeon uses her magic blessing and throws a fireball at the goblins. She says she hates the green guys, whether it is us orcs or goblins. The fire caught one goblin. Meanwhile, the other goblins are coming at them. Eubora and Arya hit the remaining goblins with their blades. After that, the knights send the students to the goblins' habitat via tunnels. Princess Athena tells Eubora that their loss will be tricky if it is already this great. Eubora tells her that since they have now learned that goblins can use traps and inducements, they won't fall for the same tricks again next time. Prince Athena tells her that goblins are weaker than orcs but should not let their guard down since they move in groups. She also tells her that the gears produced from the dragon bones trigger the goblins even more. After that, Princess Athena says that only the warriors are supposed to go, but to compensate for the reduced number of members, they will accompany them. Prince Alsus is also standing there. Meanwhile, Eubora thinks that although they hunt goblins by volunteering for the Magic Kingdom's subjugation while waiting for Choi Gangman to return, they would go away for training. Meanwhile, the Saintess is curing the warriors who are injured during hunting. Eubora thinks that it's the truth that this is too much for them to do through their strength. As the class president, she has to get stronger to protect everyone. After some time, they are in search of the orcs. Eubora tells them that there are so many traps. She tells them that most of them are sloppy, but there are quite a few of them that look a little dangerous. Jang Myeon tells them she is accurate, and they are already short on time to raise their levels. Prince Alsus means to them that they should prepare to camp for today. He tells them that night falls much quicker in the forest than they would expect. After some time, they are camping. Suddenly, a knight comes to Prince Alsus and tells him they have discovered some footprints. He also tells him that there were traces of the traps being dismantled and rebuilt nearby. Prince Alsus is curious whether these are the footprints of the humans or demons. He orders the knight to report this matter to the Saintess first. After some time, goblins attack them, but Jang Myeon kills them with her fireball, and Eubora kills the goblins with her swordsmanship skills. Meanwhile, on the other side, Prince Alsus cuts the goblin into 2 pieces. He thinks the sneak attacks keep occurring every night, which will be difficult for the inexperienced warriors. Suddenly, he speaks up and tells the knights to raise their swords and cover the warriors. He thinks that training is good, but being careful is never wrong. On the other side, Cogmos is sitting on his throne. A goblin is paying him tribute. He asks him about the outside situation. The goblin replies that it is terrible. Cogmos is shocked to hear this. He thinks there is the Saintess who is the strongest in the human race, and there is no way those pebble-like guys are standing. Cogmos thinks that because Nag Han Soo massacred all the gnolls and orcs, they have come here looking for prey to hunt. He also feels they are just supposed to become fodder to help the warriors gain experience silently. Cogmos looks worried and believes he would have to face the newbie warriors if only the saints were not with them. He gets happy as he would have had a good chance against them. After that, Cogmos tells Road to summon all the goblins immediately, as this is their turn to attack. On the other side, the goblins attack the camping site at night again. Eubora is shocked to see them. Jang tells her why she is standing still and not shooting. Meanwhile, she is killing them by throwing fireballs. She means Eubora that they will have to sleep on the ground without the sleeping bags if they lose them. On the other side, Cogmos watches them from the top of the mountains with his goblins. He tells them now they will strike from this side on them. Jang Myeon attacks the goblins, but she fails. All the goblins are laughing at her. Suddenly, they all start running. Both the girls are shocked to see this. Eubora tells Jang that it seems someone is ordering them. Suddenly, she runs in the direction where the goblins are going. She tells Jang that it seems he is their commander, so they can't let him go. On the other side, Cogmos is smiling and says his bait works. He thinks that to strengthen his flesh, the research that was tirelessly conducted with his slaves is now coming in handy at a time like this. Suddenly, the goblin shouts. The girls are annoyed with the goblin sounds. Eubora thinks that she gets a headache every time she hears that. Suddenly, there are so many goblins coming there. After some days, Arya tells Eubora they don't have any supplies left and are running out of food. Jang Myeon says so many days passed, and the goblins attack them non-stop. They can't rest properly. Arya says that since they have hunted this much, the number of goblins must be reduced. Suddenly, Prince Alsus comes there and tells them the number of goblins they have tracked so far is similar to last year's, but the skin mutant variant that suddenly appeared is potent. He also tells them that at least for the sake of Louis Honor, who was sacrificed, they must find a solution to this situation. Prince Alsus thinks they lost a trained knight for something as trivial as goblin hunting. Meanwhile, Princess Athena comes there in a rush. She tells them that the Saintess has found out the enemy's identity, and it's a demon. The girls are shocked to hear about the devil. Princess Athena also tells them that the monster hiding behind that rocky mountain is the culprit. On the other side, the Saintess stands at the top of the hill. Her helper comes there and tells her they have conveyed the message to the warriors through Princess Athena. She appreciates her for her work and tells her they can't afford to suffer any more losses. She tells her that she was planning to accelerate the warriors' growth through goblin hunting, but now they have lost one of their knights, and the corpse has not even been found. She says although it is sad, this will become a good experience for the warriors. She orders her helper to pay more attention to the warriors' safety. They can resurrect dead flesh but can't do anything about a slow mindset. She replies that they have already cautioned the warriors about cumulative death. She tells the Saintess that warrior Jang Myeon was attacked instantly, so she doesn't remember anything. But, unfortunately, warrior Eubora seems to remember her moment of death. She replies that she is a powerful mind who can be considered a real warrior. After that, they come down from the mountain. The Saintess grows plants with her magic blessing. Plants are growing in the plain field. The Saintess smiles and says that the food issue should be settled for now, but it is meaningless to stay like this. After that, she orders her helper to get the warriors ready so that they can get rid of the demon culprit. Meanwhile, the Blue Goblin watches the Saintess and thinks he will cut down supplies with incredible difficulty. On the other side, Cogmos looks angry and asks who she is to intervene in this fight between kids. He also says that the human Saintess has no discretion. He thinks that only one way is left. The ladies who are slaves of Cogmos ask him if he needs something. He gets mad at them and tells them it's not something they should dare to speak about. Cogmos knows that the goblins will end up dying no matter what they try, but it might be possible to save these humans. He also thinks that he always prioritizes his comfort over everything and makes sacrifices to save inferior humans. Anyone who hears this would laugh in disbelief. After that, Cogmos tells the lady to call the Goblin Elder as he will give the next instruction. On the other side, Jang Myeon reached level 13. She is happy as she can do it on her own as well. She thinks about the Eubora level, but now she is out of mana and thinks she has come too deep inside. She believes it's time she starts returning. Suddenly, she saw some goblins coming there. Instantly, she disappeared from there. On the other side, at Hogwarts Academy, Kang tells the Prince of the Mercenary Kingdom that he will leave the cleaning up to him. He replies that he will do it. Godakin urges him to go exploring. He answers after tomorrow's class ends, they can start exploring. Suddenly, the rings shine, and Kang tells the Godakin that he is moving in the direction the circle indicates, but he has no idea where they are. Suddenly, the ring stops shining. Kang is curious about what is happening. He thinks maybe there is something here. He tells Godakin that there is something suspicious about this place, but he does not know what it is. She tells him that something is flying at him. Kang is shocked to see that there is fire with icebergs. Suddenly, a man comes there and tells Kang it seems he got a death wish. He tells him that this place is not for him to enter recklessly. Kang uses his blessing of forgiveness. Instantly, the man calms and tells Kang that this is the magic shooting range and will be dangerous for him, so he should not come here recklessly. Kang thinks if it's that dangerous, he shouldn't put up some caution sign or something. After that, Kang meets Leisha. He doesn't remember her at all. He comes near to her and calls her Leia. She tells him he doesn't remember her as her name is Leisha, not Leia. Kang is a little bit embarrassed. After some time, she tells him something, and Kang says yes. She tells him that his understanding of language has improved a lot. He replies that he studied diligently. After that, she asks him if he goes to the magic shooting range because he wants to learn magic. Kang replies with yes, as he can't use magic. Meanwhile, he is curious about what they have hidden in the shooting range. She tells him that she will teach him magic. Kang is surprised and tells her he can't learn the magic without the blessing of magic. She tells him that he can learn the basics of magic and prepare it for when he might face off against a mage. After that, she tells him to meet her again, this time tomorrow, and then she leaves. Kang asks Godakin what he thinks about this. She replies that the girl's actions are suspicious. Kang tells her that he is talking about the shooting range. Kang knows that she knows something. He tells her she still doesn't want to let him know. Suddenly, Prince Razel comes there. Kang gets annoyed to see him. He angrily tells Kang that he has been looking for him for so long. Meanwhile, Kang is considering why so many people are looking for him today. Kang uses his blessing of forgiveness and wants to walk away. Prince Razel stops him and tells him that it will not work anymore. Prince Razel holds a note and tells Kang that for him to rise 20 to the peak of Hogwarts, he needs him. He tells Kang he is earnest about this as if they team up, they will quickly become the strongest 20. Kang is annoyed with him. He thinks since it was said that there would be group assignments in this school, too, it would be much better to do them with someone from the same class. After that, he smiles and tells Prince Razel he is ready to team up with him. Prince Razel gets happy and hugs him. Meanwhile, Kang thinks he should ask Dialoka how to hide the status window. After some time, he comes into his dorm. Dialoka tells him she doesn't want to talk to him so easily. If he commands her, she will say to him. He tells her to explain quickly. She tells him to spy on someone's status window. He needs a blessing, and resisting it is also a blessing. Kang is thinking about the blessing. She tells him that the blessing of the secret is hard to get in a short amount of time, and the blessing of equality will make him reveal it when the other person reveals it, so that is not the best to go for either. She tells him about so many blessings. Kang stops her. Suddenly, Salona asks him if it must be a blessing. She tells him the curse will also work for him, although dangerous. Kang is surprised to hear this. Suddenly, Dialoka stands up and says that despite being a meager human female, she has come up with a pretty good suggestion. She tells Kang that a curse that suits him is the curse of avarice. Kang is curious about the curse. Dialoka tells him it's a curse that exercises absolute control over possessions, including the status window. Kang asks her about the price of this curse. She smiles and replies that it will be his life. Kang smiles and says he doesn't know what she is talking about. Meanwhile, Godakin finds his expression suspicious. After some time, Kang takes Dialoka to the Academy's admin block for registration. She suddenly asks him why he registered her as a mercenary. He replies that she told him that for the curse of avarice, he would need to own many enslaved people or possess much wealth, so he thought it would be her. Dialoka is shocked. Kang tells her that if they increase her level, he can no longer handle her at his current level. Dialoka is worried. Kang tells her he knows she is concerned about her curse of hunting. She replies that he should not think lightly of the curse of hunting as it is a powerful curse that can make an orc as strong as an ogre. Kang tells her that he would have easily gotten to rank A because of his high level, but look at him now stuck at rank D because of the curse of hunting. He also tells her that when it comes to the mercenary group, they can increase it later. After that, he asks her about ogres if they are strong. She replies that they are solid as they are on the same level as the human knight they met the other day. After listening, this Kang is walking away. She angrily tells him that he will regret it. It's too much for her to take on 3 orcs. He smiles and replies don't worry, as the request they got is just playing with goblins, so she has to believe him. At night, Dialoka is fighting with the gnolls. One gnoll sees her status window and finds out she has the curse of hunting. Dialoka attacks her, but it doesn't affect the gnoll. He knows she is weak. Meanwhile, Dialoka is worried as she is just able to wound him. Suddenly, Kang comes forward and tells her it is enough for her to stay back for now. Kang is ready to fight with them. They all go at him once. Kang cuts their bodies in one strike. After that, Kang tells her to bring their canines. She smiles. Kang is a little bit annoyed. He angrily tells her to go and get the kanas. She obeys him. Kang tells her that will be the referral evidence, so she doesn't leave anything. After some time, he comes to the academy with Solona. Taker angrily tells him they have to spend the next 15 days cleaning the restrooms because of him. Kang replies that he sees he has been discharged. He tells him he thinks he won't have to do that cleaning if he gets admitted again so that he can help him again. Taker gets frightened and says he will do it. Suddenly, Leisha came there and said good morning to Kang. Everyone is shocked to see her as she is looking pretty. Instantly, Taker hugs him and asks him how he knows about her. Kang replies that he knows her a little bit. Taker didn't believe him at all. Kang presses his face on the table and tells him why everyone is making a fuss out of everything. Leisha tells Kang that she wants to teach him magic in the afternoon. Kang agrees. He thinks she didn't need to take classes that seriously, but she is sincere. She says bye to him. Everyone is calling her name. Kang finds that she is pretty famous in school. After some time, Kang drags Taker to the lower class residence. All the lower class students are gathered there. Prince Alpes introduced himself to Kang, and they all knelt before him. Kang is surprised. Prince Alpes tells him that they are royals and nobles representing each country. He also tells him that kneeling before a commoner like him can't happen. But at least by doing this, they want to reconcile with him. Kang is shocked to hear this. Meanwhile, Godakin strongly opposed to this. Kang replies to sum it up. He says that if he can't reach the higher class in the next exam, they will lose his title as a noble and be cursed. They agree to it. Kang says he doesn't know if this is only newly obtained experience or if it includes the knowledge that one already had, so it will get more complicated to grow. He tells them he won't disturb them, so they do what they want. Prince Alpes gets excited, and Kang forgives them. They all thank him. Kang gets annoyed and thinks about these guys' impressions of him. Meanwhile, Godakin tells him that mingling with them is not what an outsider should do. Kang is a little bit offended. After some time, Kang is mad and tells his story to Leisha. He is only getting strange looks from people because of those bastards all kneeling. She laughs and tells him that he always gets entangled in exciting incidents. Kang asks her where they are going. She replies that they are going to a place where no one can disturb them. Both Kang and Godakin were shocked. After some time, they reach some mysterious place. She tells him she was a warrior and then worked hard as a warrior's comrade. Kang is shocked to hear this. She replies that it seems he is very interested in warriors. She tells him she had worked with warrior Oh Han-woo briefly. He was always full of confidence. Kang thinks that Leisha said it was challenging to work with him, who hunts recklessly. It means Oh Han-woo pursues even more recklessly than he does. Kang remembers that Oh Han-woo used to read fantasy novels and comics every day. He must have a lot of knowledge about fantasy worlds like this, so his ability to adapt quickly is to be expected. After that, Leisha tells him they come to the destination, and they should try learning magic. Kang sits on the ground with closed eyes. Leisha sits behind him and tells him that the causes and results are transparent regarding magic. Meanwhile, Kang feels like something hot is rising. Godakin is uncomfortable seeing him like this. Leisha asks him if he understands her explanations. He replies he can. Suddenly, she sees a ring on his hand. She is surprised and asks him where he received it. She ignores it and tells Kang to focus. Kang replies he can feel hot from within his stomach. Suddenly, he is surprised as the burning sensation is gone. Meanwhile, his blessing outsider is ranked up. Kang is shocked to see this, and at the same time, he feels some strange pain. The resting frequency is too fast. Kang thinks his strength balance will collapse if he tries to control it at all times. He believes that he should keep wasting his overflowing energy. He raises his hands. A magic ball of null power is formed, and a considerable amount of red light is emitted. Leisha is shocked and curious about what that was. After Kang, he tells her that he feels relaxed now. Surprisingly, she asks him how he does the magic. Kang is shocked to hear this. She tells him that he used the charm without even knowing it. Kang again raises his hand and thinks that he would even imitate swordsmanship through the power of nulls. The magic ball again appears. They both look happy. Leisha asks him how he used magic without the blessing of magic. Suddenly, the teacher asks who the individual dangerously using magic on campus is. They both are scared to see him there. He tells Kang that he is again here for violating the rules as he already skipped swordsmanship practice and now magic on campus. Suddenly, the teacher gets up and tells him to give it up if he thinks of running away again. Kang tells him to forgive him. He also uses his blessing of forgiveness. His teacher smiles and tells him he will forgive, so come at him first. Kang is surprised as his blessing doesn't work with the teacher. Suddenly, the teacher jumps and tells him they will make up for the missed classes with actual swordsmanship sessions. Kang again raises his hand of magic, apologizes to his teacher, and tells him that he thinks he is more talented in magic. The clothes of the teacher are removed. He is in shock. Meanwhile, Kang is looking happy. After some time, all the students are in the classroom. The classroom is like a botanical garden. He is slightly offended and doesn't want to listen to more lectures. Earlier in the day, Kang made the teacher unconscious with his magic. The other person from the academy tells Kang he must attend the class sincerely this time. He also tells him that this unruly behavior or magic is strictly forbidden, so keep that in mind. At present, the teacher asks them on speaker if everyone has a partner. Suddenly, Kang comes near class president Alpes and tells him they must pair up for the class. He replies that he is not here because he wants to listen. He wants to be alone. Mag holds him by his shoulder and tells him it looks like he is rejecting his kind offer and wants to remain in the lower class. Kang smiles and tells him that he made a good choice. Suddenly, he sees Celebliss come there. She welcomes them all. She tells them that they are the ones who will bear the future of humanity. She introduced herself and told them he would be teaching them, and she hoped they would get along well going forward. Kang says that even at the entrance ceremony, she seems to be a very popular fairy. Meanwhile, a phoenix comes near Kang. Kang is a little bit offended by it. Suddenly, Celebliss tells them they need to find the cause of the creatures around the school being in fear. So, for now, they plan to conduct classes once every fortnight. On the other side, Kang smiles and tells Alpes that it means they will only have classes twice a month. Kang calls him Mulpas. Alpes gets angry, shouts his name, and tells him why he is not calling him with his real name. Celebliss gets in and tells them to keep silent and not interrupt during the class. Suddenly, Kang notices the mauling in her hands. He is curious about it. Meanwhile, Celebliss sees Kang and is shocked. She gets nervous to see him and tells the students that the class ends here. She is running from the class by telling the students that from tomorrow onwards, they will have classes every day at this time. Meanwhile, Kang looks angry and tells Alpes that this is all because of him. On the other side, Jang Myeon is unconscious. After some time, she comes to her senses. Cogmos welcomes her to his cradle. She asks him who he is. Cogmos replies that she still can't recognize him even after seeing him. He tells her that he is the 14th son of the Dark King, Cogmos. She is shocked after hearing this. She finds him handsome, and his voice is lovely, too. She likes him. Cogmos tells her that he doesn't know what she is talking about. Meanwhile, Jang Myeon thinks this is an opportunity for her to fulfill her long-awaited dream. She tells him that he enslaves her. Suddenly, an evil energy emits as Cogmos wants to stop her. She gets hurt by it. Conversely, Cogmos says he doesn't expect a sneak attack from her. She falls. Cogmos tells her that she is telling him that even the likes of her are considered warriors. Suddenly, he sees her status window and finds out she has a warrior's curse. He gets sad and says he ended up killing the hostage for negotiation by his own hands. He says if he can't grow anymore like this, he won't be able to save Miss Dialoka from Kang Han Soo. He also thinks he must find a way to grow beyond this level, like Kang Han Soo. Suddenly, someone comes there and tells Cogmos that he has a guest. Cogmos knows who comes there. After some time, Eubora comes there. She is shocked to see Jang Myeon there. Meanwhile, Cogmos tells her she has followed the traces the goblins left behind well. After that, he welcomes her, too. Cogmos tells her that she stepped in here alone fearlessly. Suddenly, Prince Alsus comes there and replies to him that, of course, they would not send the warrior alone. Cogmos is shocked to see his status window. Prince Alsus comes forward and tells Cogmos that he is the demon that rules over this rock mountain. He replies that he is the one who leads over the goblins of this rock mountain, and the demon who murdered the warriors. Suddenly, Princess Athena comes there and tells Cogmos that there are nasty traps. He replies that they enjoyed the gift he prepared for them. Prince Alsus gets mad at him for killing warriors and knights. He waves his swords and runs towards Cogmos to kill him. He tells him that he will make him pay for his sins right now. Cogmos presses the floor and tells Prince Alsus that he shouldn't get too riled up. There is a big rock coming down that will fall on Jang Myeon. Cogmos means they won't be able to resurrect her without her body. Both Eubora and Prince Alsus run to save her. Meanwhile, Cogmos tangled Jang Myeon in the ropes. He tells them he would not let such a precious bait as a warrior's corpse go to waste like that. Conversely, Prince Alsus is trying to stop Eubora as it's dangerous. He uses his blessing of sprint and comes near to her. On the other side, Princess Athena tells her to look ahead and that she will take care of this. She uses her blessing of magic and breaks the rock with the magic. On the other side, Prince Alsus gets injured. Cogmos tells him that he did a good job handling that. He shoots an arrow towards Eubora. He tells Prince Alsus that he should not bring the warrior to a halt. Eubora knows that she can't dodge his attacks. She runs and holds Jang Myeon. She saves her with the help of Prince Alsus. Meanwhile, Cogmos tells Prince Alsus that he has respect as he sacrifices his own life to save a warrior's life. There are so many arrows hitting him. Princess Athena was shocked to see him like this. She angrily tells Cogmos that she will never forgive him for this. She uses her blessing of magic and throws a fireball at him. On the other side, Cogmos holds Prince Alsus and stands behind him. He tells Princess Athena that she should be careful. He also tells her that the corpse required for resurrection might burn and be destroyed. She gets scared after listening to this. Suddenly, Cogmos shoots an arrow that hits Princess Athena. Both Prince Alsus and Princess Athena are injured. After that, Cogmos tells Eubora she is the only one left. She replies that he is a coward. Cogmos tells her that he is the one who brought an entire knight unit just to kill some goblins, yet she is talking about him being cowardly. He also tells her that he is at level 22, and there is only a difference of 3 levels between him and her, and also, the standards of the blessings he has are noticeably lower than them. After that, he tells her that if they don't let their guard down, it will be him who is dead now. He asks her if he thinks that he is the one who is cowardly here. He also tells her they are enemies, so do not be picky about the means and methods if their life is on the line. Instantly, she gets up and waves her sword. She thanked him for the advice and hit him. But Cogmos saves himself. Cogmos finds out that she has a blessing of a weapon. He is slightly surprised but thinks this is nothing compared to Kang Han Soo. Cogmos folds Eubora in her coat and tells her she doesn't even know such simple dark magic. He also tells her that humans only know white magic, which applies only in wars. After that, he tells her that he guesses the next hostage for negotiations will be her. She gets shocked after listening to this. She is short of breath and fainted. Suddenly, a light comes from upside down. Someone is coming and says this is not the ending she wanted. She is the Saintess. Cogmos is shocked to see her there. The Saintess tells him that he crossed the lines. Conversely, the principal asks the head teacher how he is doing in the academy. She asks him about the response to the class and their results. He replies that the courses for building trust with monsters cannot be confirmed even using the status window. He tells her that at this rate, it will be judged that the students made no achievements, and there will be no rewards. After that, he also tells her that in that case, since she would not need to hold office as a Hogwarts professor, it would be difficult to get over this year. After listening to this, she gets mad and tells him it is all bad news. She tells him she could admit the warriors by flattering the Saintess, who always acts loftily. She looks worried and says she is trying to get out of the last place she has been in forever. The head teacher comes near to her and tells her that, fortunately, there is good news for her, so she should relax. She gets excited. She tells him the hidden labyrinth was revealed and thinks nothing is left for them. He tells her that there is a freshman whose blessing of fairy is rank C while sipping tea. He will be able to bring about good results together with him. On the other side, in the classroom, Celeblus greets Kang Han Soo. She tells him they have agreed not to use such formal titles when it's just the two. She tells him that how they call each other is essential. Kang smiles and thinks he got it all wrong, just as he thought. Earlier in the morning, she tells the students that the first class will be on consensus with the slimes. Everyone is struggling to catch the slimes. Kang uses the bone and attracts all the slime towards him. The other students are shocked to see this. After that, Celeblus tells him that he drew all their attention using something the slimes are fond of. She tells him that she didn't expect to see such a clever student, so she will then offer special classes just for him. At present, Kang calls her Miss Celeblus. She replies that it sounds fine. After that, she tells him that today's particular class will be his attitude when dealing with monster partners. She tells him to suppose him her slime, and she will show him a demonstration. After that, she sits on the floor. Kang is shocked to see her. He thinks that if it were not for the blessing of an outsider, he would have already lost his composure. He tells her he doesn't understand what class this is as he lays his head on her lap. Meanwhile, Godakin is offended by them. Kang wonders if this academy is crazy or if this fantasy world is. Conversely, Dialoka is ready to fight with the gnolls in the graveyard at night. Suddenly, a gnoll attacks her, but he grabs him by his arm and cuts it. She kills them all. She is searching for Kang Han Soo. On the other side, Kang is frightening the gnoll. After some time, Kang looks happy and says hunting is more fun than academy classes. He sees Dialoka's status window to see how much progress has been made. He is shocked that she has grown from level 27 to level 31. She tells him that he said to him that it would be hard getting it. He tells her that they had an excellent harvest. In the past, she gave the gnoll's ears to the mercenary kingdom. The man is offensive and tells her that it can't be considered a proper subjugation, and that they have not had good results. She tells him that if he has a problem with that, he should change the contents of the request. She also tells him that she cares for their appeal and their situation. Suddenly, the man said he would suggest another request she could work on instead. He tells her she will be satisfied as it is an S-rank request. At present, Kang is digging up in the ground. He tells Dialoka his hopes were up because the man said it was an S-rank request. He tells her to come and help him in digging. She replies that she is exhausted from hunting strengthened gnolls and can't move. Meanwhile, Godakin is cheering him up as he is a lone wolf. Kang digs up a big hole in the graveyard. He gets tired and says this might take quite a long time. He should blow up everything in one shot. Dialoka tells him that he might also blow away significant remains that may contain great secrets. She tells him that if the investigation destroys the ruins, it will be considered a failed mission for the request. Kang replies that she is telling him he has no choice but to dig it up manually. He says it would have been nice if he had more workforce. Suddenly, he speaks with holy swords and tells Orc to send him some workforce to dig this up and send over as much equipment as possible. After that, the portal is open. The people come out of it. Dialoka tells him that it's fantastic every time he sees it. She asks him if it is magic created by orcs. He replies that she is only curious about it now. Cogmos had asked him about it the moment he saw it. After some time, the men are digging up. Kang sits beside them and says it's nice when a human uses his head. Meanwhile, Godakin is angry at him and tells him that an outsider should not do this. He replies that when others are working, not working alone qualifies him as an outsider. Godakin sees the wisdom in his words. After that, Kang tells Dialoka that there seem to be way more people than he expected. The number of people has increased. She replies that he would put in a lot of enslaved people last time. The lady comes near to them with food. After some time, Kang and Dialoka are eating food. Kang asks the lady if another warrior has come as a guest waiting in the storehouse. She replied yes, it was said that coming here was to get stronger. The guest was training even until the time they came out. Kang thinks that this is giving him the creeps. He believes if he had gone to the strongest himself, he might been caught by that goddess. He says he should avoid going to the storehouse for a while. After that, Kang stands up and tells Dialoka that it's slowly getting bright, and that he needs to go to class. Meanwhile, take good care of the workers. Conversely, the workers are somewhat scared of her as she is a demon. After some time going to the academy, Kang thinks a locker room is a classroom where they grow monsters and eat them up. The frequency of the locker room teacher looking for him is increasing daily. No matter how hard he thinks about it, he cannot understand what happens in class, as the whole lecture is just them looking at each other. He thinks maybe it is because of the blessing. Suddenly, a teacher comes there. She tells him she wants to talk to him about the midterm exams. She tells him he is fixed in a higher class regardless of his exam results. Kang is surprised and asks her why he has received such preferential treatment. She replies that benefits never come without a cost. Since there is no way they will send him to the lower class, he is the disciple of Celeblus, and in return, he will have to attend supplementary classes to pass the midterm exam. Kang is shocked to hear this. The teacher tells him that this is an essential matter for which the Academy's prestige is on the line, in which Celeblus is employed. Kang replies that he will do his best. After that, she leaves. Meanwhile, Godakin is happy. Kang tells her that this is not something to be pleased about. He tells her to put the locker room teacher to shame. He has to shame himself. He also tells her that he is getting embarrassed that his lack of capability means that she, the outsider god who gave him the blessing, is also incredible. Meanwhile, Godakin didn't like it at all. He also tells her that since he will be attending supplementary classes anyway, let's aim for an excellent result, allowing them to breeze through the midterm exams. They both are ready for it. After some time, he comes to the graveyard. He is happy to see that the work is going well there. After some time, they both go somewhere to